What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode where we're going to talk about phishing attacks targeting users on LinkedIn. You're probably really excited, just as I am, when you see some company looked at your profile in hopes that, hey, we can get a nicer, more paying, cushy job still sitting at home in our sweatpants. But what you won't be excited about is when your LinkedIn credentials are stolen on some fake LinkedIn login page. You might remember the episode on the Red Line Info Stealer. Yes, I know, I've mentioned it a number of times. But in that case, attackers were sending out fake Windows 11 upgrade messages, and it was all complicated, and they had to dupe you into installing this Trojan so that they could then steal your credit card information or your crypto or whatever. Now, in case you missed that episode, of course, the link to it is above. But this phishing scam has a slightly different goal than the Red Line Info Stealer, and is much easier for attackers to actually do. Yes, they both want your information, but this is a very specific targeted attack where it's all about LinkedIn. Now, I hope you'll watch the full episode, but of course, in case you already know the story, you can now skip directly to my insights at the end of the episode, right from the timeline below. For the rest of you, let's go through the story together and see what we can learn to protect ourselves and others.
Oh, drat these computers. They're so naughty and so complex. I could pinch them.
Just looking at the time from February 1st until now, analysts have watched phishing email attacks impersonating LinkedIn surge 232%, attempting to trick job seekers into giving up their credentials. Current employment trends helped to make this attack more convincing. A new report from Egress said, "The Great Resignation continues to dominate headlines, and a record number of Americans left their jobs in 2021 for new opportunities." It's likely these phishing attacks aim to capitalize on job seekers, plus of course curious individuals, by flattering them into believing their profile is being viewed and their experience is relevant to household brands. The emails had subject lines that would be enticing to job hunters hoping to get noticed, like, "Who's searching for you online? You appeared in 4 searches this week," or even, "You have 1 new message," the Egress team said. The phishing emails themselves were convincing dupes built in HTML templates with LinkedIn logos, colors, and icons. The scammers also name-checked well-known companies throughout the bodies of the phishing emails, including American Express and CVS CarePoint, to make the correspondence seem more legitimate. Congratulations, you're doing a great job by wanting to learn about the phishing campaign targeting LinkedIn users to grab their login credentials. I appreciate your support by watching my episode about it. If you are new to my channel and have not already, please consider subscribing to my channel and smashing the bell to be notified when I upload new episodes where I give you insights into the newest important cybersecurity news stories like this one. With my insights, you can be better prepared to protect your company, your family, and yourself against these and other cyber attacks. So hit the subscribe button now and let's continue to learn about this story. The victim gets this email, and once they click on the malicious links in the email, they were directed to a site to harvest their LinkedIn logins and passwords. Now, while the display name is always LinkedIn and the emails all follow a similar pattern, the phishing attacks are sent from different webmail addresses that have zero correlation with each other. Currently, it is unknown whether these attacks are the work of one cybercriminal or a gang operating together. Besides using potential job leads to trick targets into coughing up their credentials, Imperva, in a separate report, detailed how it stopped the largest bot attack the company has seen to date on a global job listing site. Imperva didn't specifically name the company, but the company said that it was bombarded with 400 million bot requests over 400,000 unique IP addresses over 4 days that tried to scrape all its job seekers' data. The Imperva team added that these types of web scraping attacks are common and may result in lower conversion rates, skewed marketing analytics, decrease in SEO ranking, website latency, and even downtime, usually caused by aggressive scrapers. While it's important to note that collecting publicly available information isn't itself a data breach, collecting it in mass quantities can be used as a weapon wielded against users in social engineering attacks. Last summer, a massive data scraping attack against LinkedIn was discovered to have collected at least 1.2 billion user records that were later sold on underground forums. At the time, LinkedIn reiterated that the scraped data was public information, not private information, and didn't qualify as a data breach. This has little to do with LinkedIn specifically. They're not doing anything wrong here, a researcher explained. It boils down to the fact that LinkedIn has hundreds of millions of members, many of whom are very accustomed to seeing frequent legitimate emails from LinkedIn, and may inevitably click without carefully checking that each and every email is the real deal. While I don't believe that this will hurt LinkedIn's brand, this does reiterate the importance of email phishing education, Ray Kelly with NTT Applications Security said. Given these emails are coming from a legit LinkedIn email address makes it especially difficult to identify the danger. My rule is to never click on email links, always visit the site directly. So what can we learn? As I've explained a number of times, we are under constant attack on many different levels or fronts. There's phishing emails, there's watering hole attacks, there's social media attacks, not to mention our actual home and work networks. Understanding these threats and the danger of people getting a hold of your personal information, or worse, your credentials for a site like LinkedIn, is crucial. In general, if there's any website you feel has crucial information about you or your family or your company, you should never click on a link from any message, whether it's an SMS or an email or a Google ad, but instead visit the site directly. This goes for banks, stock portfolios, credit cards, and e-commerce sites, and yes, even social media. Now, what could someone do with your credentials to, say, LinkedIn? It does depend on what you use LinkedIn for. If, for example, you are in the HR department at a company and you use LinkedIn for recruiting, then an attacker can gain valuable access to personal information about candidates, employees, and the company. Not to mention the ability to perform malicious campaigns using your account and your company's money. Now, in a more general attack, your account can be used to spread malicious content or malicious files to your followers or your contacts that has a massive effect on your credibility going forward. Now, another not so understood threat is the use of your credentials in a larger group for scraping LinkedIn. Attackers that have hundreds or thousands of legitimate accounts can use those credentials to exploit the LinkedIn API to scrape information about other users, all the while hiding behind legitimate LinkedIn users. That's you. If anyone gets blocked, it's not the attacker or it's not their problem, it's your problem. Now, what if you're a high-profile person that has thousands or millions of followers on LinkedIn? Your voice has impact. These attackers could use your accounts to send fake news about, say, a stock that drives the price up for them to earn money, or maybe they get somebody to fall for a crypto scam. You might remember the high-profile Twitter accounts that were hacked and scammers sent out obvious scams to followers of high-profile people. You remember that, right? That was in 2020. Back then, 130 high-profile accounts, really high-profile accounts, were compromised by outside parties to promote a Bitcoin scam. Perpetrators had gained access to Twitter's administrative internal tools so that they could alter the account's passwords themselves and post the tweets directly. This attack, this phishing scam, is much simpler. All you gotta do is send out, blast out emails about LinkedIn, get you to log into a fake page, and then they have your credentials. Now, back then in 2020, the Twitter scam, those tweets asked users to follow, or users' followers, the followers of the high-profile people, to send Bitcoin to a specific crypto wallet with a promise that the high-profile Twitter user would send double the amount back as some kind of charitable thank you. Now, the first high-profile account to send the tweet was Elon Musk. Then, other high-profile accounts sent out the tweets, including Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Kim Kardashian, Kanye West. Think about how many millions, hundreds of millions of followers they have on Twitter. What about LinkedIn? It's the same. Even companies, including Apple, Uber, and Cash App, were sending out these tweets. Now, this should be enough of a warning about how powerful these platforms have become and how someone who has your credentials can use that platform to spread their attacks much faster. So again, guard your credentials and only ever visit a critical website directly in your browser instead of via a link in emails and SMS messages. With that, I say thanks again for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe if you haven't already, and smash the bell if you haven't already, and I will see you on the next episode. Take care.